Hello friends, and thank you for being here, and thank you for purchasing this fall class by mail. This first video is going to be the wreath video, and we're going to put together the wreath card. So just before we get into that, I wanted to go through just a couple things from the catalog. The main product that I'm using for this card is the set. It's called Arrange a Wreath. Now these are the stamps that are in the set. Of course, I couldn't use the stamps for this card, but they're super cute. I really like this little guy. This is like a little sign that you would hang like in the middle of your wreath, you know, that you could have welcome or some kind of word that you wanted, like Happy Easter or something like that, Happy Heart Day on there. That'd be super cute. Here's an example of it right here on this one right here, where they did the give thanks and just kind of hung it from the wreath. So that's kind of cute. But anyway, I love this set because it can be used year-round. So we've got little eggs for Easter, we've got the partridge for Christmas, and we've got some pears to go with it, some hearts for Valentine's Day, of course some leaves for fall, and then you can also do some flowers for spring flowers and some other little floral leaves. So, and then we've got, you know, some nice little words: Merry Christmas, Happy Easter, best wishes, Happy Heart Day, give thanks. So it's a very versatile set that you can use all year round. I really love the wreath, and I really love the dies that come with it. So this is on page 127 of the annual catalog, and the dies that coordinate with it are on page 173. And if you can see this, it's this set down here. So we've got two different wreath pieces, and then it die cuts the partridge, the eggs, the pears, the hearts, and then there's a couple of bows as well, and I think a couple extra little pieces, a couple extra flowers, and an extra leaf. So that's a really cool set. And then the other thing we're using in this one is the pine wood planks 3D embossing folder. So that's going to be on the front of your card, this piece right here, the pine wood planks. So I embossed that for you. So those are the main things. And then a couple other things I just wanted to note from, this is the holiday August to December mini catalog. And we are using on this one just a tiny piece of paper from the designer series set, Gilded Autumn. It's a beautiful set of paper. We're going to use that as well on one of the other cards in this set, in this class kit. We also are using some of the brushed metallic cardstock. We're using that on two different cards. And then here's those acorn trinkets. These are awesome. So you get 20 in a pack for $8, and they're pretty substantial. I mean, you can obviously feel the one that's right there in your kit, but you know, they're pretty substantial, and they're just cute little acorn guys. I really like those a lot. So we're using those, and here are the wreath dies. Very, very pretty, and so they die cut these two pieces that are in your kit. And then a couple of the leaves from that same wreath builder set, and I cut one of the leaves out of the felt that's in, I believe that's in the holiday catalog, and then I cut this other small leaf out of some of that metallic paper. And this leaf, also cut from the metallic paper, comes from the Gather Together bundle that is also in the holiday catalog, and it's right here on page 47. So there's the stamp set and then the coordinating dies, and of course I can't use the stamps, so I use the dies, and 3 of the dies have that that embossing right in it, so it makes it super easy to get a really nice piece that you can use without stamping. So I really like that. And all right, so let's get started. So in your kit, you'll have your card base that you just fold in half. Now mine has, I've scored it, but I did not score yours. And the reason I'll explain, because there's two different ways you can put this card together, and I wanted it to be versatile for you to do it either way, so I didn't want to score that. You have your embossed piece with the wood planks. You've got a small piece of the designer series paper. You have your two wreaths that I die cut for you out of two different colors of cardstock, and then we have three different leaves, our little acorn guy, and a piece of dark brown twine. So let's get started. Put all these pieces aside. I thought the felt and the metallic cardstock was just kind of a fun little different thing to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on the back of this paper. Make sure I get some on there. Trying to use a different adhesive that's not quite so big and bulky. And then I'm going to just keep my three edges as equal as I can and put that piece of paper down. And this is where you can decide how you want to put your card together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have it fold over this way like this. My card is going to only open there. I'm going to actually seal this piece in. I just thought it was a little different look from a normal card that would just open up like this. But you can decide if you want to do that or not. So if you don't want to, you're totally fine. You don't have to do any folding. If you're going to do this same design as me, I'd suggest maybe take a ruler and maybe your bone folder and find sort of an equal distance. Just run your bone folder along there like that, and then you can easily fold it back, making sure that your two edges are equal. All right, and then give it a good crease with your bone folder. All right, and then I'll go in here like this and put some adhesive down. I got this one right way, yep. Put some adhesive down to close that up. Now that's closed. Another thing you can do if you do this kind of design card, which is really kind of fun, is also putting some ribbon around here. Sometimes people will punch a little small notch at the top and bottom and then run ribbon and tie it right here. That would be really cute too. I was trying to keep this card a little bit more masculine. I love fall cards because they tend to make me go a little more masculine, and I don't do that very often. As you know, I love pink and I love flowers, and so I don't have a lot of guys' birthday cards, so these work really well for that. So I didn't add any more ribbon here. We're just going to have a little bit of twine on the card, but nothing here. So that's it for that. And now I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of my embossed piece. This adhesive is not working for me, so I'm going to go back to my tried and true. And I'll just try not to shake the table too much. So, things happen. That's all right. Okay, adhesive on the back of that. And then this is just going to center on this other piece. So again, just kind of checking your edges to try and keep them as equal as possible. And then place that down. And so now you have a nice finished front to your card. I really like that tone-on-tone color, and doing some embossing, and actually one of our other cards has the same thing going on. So again, it just really kind of finishes off the card, makes it look really nice versus it just being plain. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put our wreath together. And I like this busier piece at the bottom with this piece layered on top. And I really like different tones, different colors. You could do this in some like reds and oranges for the fall as well. I just went ahead with the greens for this card, keeping with the browns and greens. And I'm going to use some of this glue, the multi-liquid glue, just because it's easy to kind of get some pieces. And I'm just randomly going and putting some dots of glue on. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time. And so it just shows you that, you know, you can just be pretty quick with things. So just getting few little dots of glue on there. That looks good. And then I'm going to place this down right in the center of this embossed piece. Just sort of press it down. Give it a second to adhere. And I don't mind some little pieces that are not stuck down. That's why I didn't put glue everywhere. I like some of the pieces to kind of pop up. Now on this one, you could use the same glue if you'd like. Also, some of the leaves are large enough to use mini glue dots if you want to go that route. But I'm going to go ahead with this and might get a little bit more. And I'm not going to do all the leaves because, again, I don't mind some of them kind of popping up. And then just place this on top however you want. It's gonna look beautiful. Just love all of that dimension and the different colors and the different types of like leaves that are on the two different layers. So I think that's just super pretty. So now we just have to add a couple more of these little pieces onto the card and then we're all done. So with your twine, you can do this however you want. I would suggest if you really are planning to put this in an envelope and send in the mail, if you want to do that and still use this little acorn, it might be a little more pricey to ship or to mail, just because of the thickness of this acorn. So you could leave the acorn off if you want and just take your twine and tie a bow. You can also put a little bit of padding in your envelope with the acorn. I didn't do the best tying this. I didn't get it very equal, but that's okay. I'm going to make my bow pretty small anyway. And so the tails will be small too. So I'm just going to cut off some of this excess. And then this little guy's ready. And now I'm going to just build this up. And you could do this anywhere. There's also a really pretty bow. Here's the rest of the die set for that wreath. There's a really pretty bow that would be really nice on the wreath as well. But again, I was trying to keep this pretty masculine, so I didn't do that. So we're going to just build this off to the side here. I love the little felt. How fun is that? Want to make sure that plenty of the metallic paper is showing. So I'm just going to do it like this, and then I'm going to have my little acorn down there. So that's my plan. So I think for this guy, I'm going to give him a couple of glue dots. I want to make sure these stay really well. Put a couple of glue dots on the back of that guy. Might even do 3. Could have just used my adhesive for my regular adhesive for this guy too. He was plenty big enough to get adhesive on there, but it's okay. These glue dots will work well. There. So glue dots on that guy. He's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to put him just off to the side right here. I want to make sure it's high enough because I've got that acorn. All right, and then I am going to use a glue dot for the felt, but in this case, the glue dot is going down on my card, not on the felt, because that'll be too hard to try and pull that backing off. It's not going to want to stick to that very well. So right about there, that looks good. My little felt guy. And then this guy's going to need just some regular liquid adhesive because it's way too tiny to try and get glue dots or anything like that on there. Way too tiny. And whenever you're working with something like this that's this small, you can also think about what else is going to keep it on your card. So in this case, probably that little acorn. I'll want to make sure that acorn goes down well with some a glue dot or something that's going to help keep that little leaf in place. Okay, so that's great. And then I'll add another glue dot down here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right over top of the base of that little leaf so that I can stick that in, and it just kind of helps also keep that in place. And there you go. It's all done. Just, you know, adding some metallic, some felt, a little doodad like that just adds a lot to your card. So that one is all done. I think it's kind of a cute, different little design. Super simple to do that. So I hope you enjoy that. Thank you.